ERC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
You've clicked on the Weather Xtreme video from ABC 3340. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. And let's get to some images I captured yesterday. How about this on the Tombigbee River, this wonderful sunset. And then another beautiful sunset. I captured this yesterday evening. Gulf Shores, just a beautiful, beautiful day. This morning, Skycam showing some clouds and fog and mist and whatever up at Cheehaw. Kind of cloudy, but there are some breaks in the clouds down along the Gulf Coast and clouds over Birmingham as the lights are winking out this morning. At the surface, we have a wedge, a little bit stronger than advertised by the computer models, and that is producing an interesting temperature gradient, kind of cool in the east and warmer in the west part of Alabama. At 500 millibars, here comes our trough and our next weather system. And boy, are we talking about active for the next couple of weeks if the long-range forecasts are correct. Warm over the southeastern U.S. once again as some warmth has returned, but notice the effects of that wedge as you see that cold air coming down the southern end of the Appalachians. A little closer look, and you can see that gradient basically in the mid-40s over along the eastern part of the state, but in the lower 50s in the western part of the state. So an interesting pattern shaping up for today. Once again, an interesting quilt, if you will, of winter weather advisories, high wind advisories across the central U.S. No severe weather anticipated today. However, we are in a marginal situation across the southeastern United States, and it does appear that we could see some marginally severe weather, depending on exactly how far north the instability can progress today. So we'll be watching that to see what happens. And then on day 2, which is Sunday, looks like the mid-Atlantic coast will be under the gun as that system zips up into the northeastern U.S. QPF-wise, continuing to back off, unfortunately, for the next 5 days. Looks like some good rains over Louisiana, great rains up in the northwestern United States, good rains in New England, but across Alabama, we're in the lower end of the half-inch category, but we'll take whatever it is that we can get. On our GFS 06Z model run, here is the 500 millibar pattern for this afternoon, and here comes our trough. James has been talking about how it didn't look like it's phasing up, and it looks like it's getting pretty close to phasing, although there still appear to be two primary energy areas, one right along the Canadian-U.S. border, and then one over Texas and Oklahoma. By Sunday at midday, it does look like it has phased pretty well, with one storm system located just about over Chicago in the upper atmosphere, and that's swinging a trough through. The result is that the front zips through very quickly, and that's one of the problems we're having, is we don't get any long-term rain events. They zip through very, very quickly. By Monday, the main storm system is up over the northern New England area, but we've got kind of a complicated situation with one little piece of energy hanging back over West Texas and another one zipping through the Ohio River Valley and a third one out on the West Coast. So it's a very, very active pattern. The one over West Texas moves our way Christmas morning, and that means that we could see some rain, say between about midnight and noon on Christmas Day. And you can see the GFS is painting a little bit of rain our way, but I think that we probably will clear out in the afternoon, or at least clear out of the rain in the afternoon. By the day after Christmas, the complicated pattern still continues. Here comes one piece of energy across Arkansas, Oklahoma, and another one just inside the West Coast area. The result is a new weather system coming our way on the 26th. It looks like we'll stay dry for the first half of the 26th. By Thursday, one piece of energy is way up over New England and New York City, and the other one on the West Coast is now getting its act together. So a very, very progressive, very fast pattern. By Friday, that one over the Rockies is now over Chicago, and with it, a front is dragging our way, and it looks like the GFS is hinting at perhaps the westerlies moving north just a little bit. You can see that here as that big high over Cuba and the Dominican Republic seems to be holding strong over the southeastern U.S. Here comes another short wave on Saturday coming out of the eastern Rockies, and with this pattern, it looks like fronts will drag down into the southeastern U.S., stall out, and end or dissipate right there. By Sunday the 30th, here comes the short wave moving across the mid-Mississippi River Valley, and that promises to be a wet situation with the Gulf reasonably open, and so lots of moisture coming our way. Now we're going to go out into Voodoo Land. Here's the first of 2008. And a good trough from the Great Lakes down across the central part of the country. And with that, of course, a front coming through, but once again, doesn't look like there's much moisture down our way, or at least limited moisture. By the 3rd, the pattern has shifted quite a bit, if this is correct. By the 6th, we're now developing another trough in the western part of the United States, and that also begins to look somewhat wet. Well, we appreciate you tuning in to the Weather Xtreme video. Should be back with another one tomorrow morning around 8 o'clock. Certainly hope that you have a great weekend, and God bless.